Hey there, everyone, and happy Wednesday. I'm Fox 10 News Meteorologist Jennifer Lambers with a look at your forecast. And in case you're joining me for today, just let me know, where are you watching from? What are you thinking of the forecast right now? Where are you located? Because my main takeaways from the forecast so far for today have been lower humidity, but it's still hot out there. And so we are starting to still see our temperatures feel like they're in the 90s. But the good news is, with this lower humidity, we're not feeling well into the triple digits. So it's still hot. It's just more of a drier heat that we're battling rather than seeing some of that higher humidity. If you were tuning in during Studio 10 and Fox 10 midday earlier today, I always say you have to just celebrate the little things that you start to notice with the forecast that help us out just a little bit. So I'm celebrating the very little bit of lower humidity that we're seeing really just for today, expecting it to go back to normal heading into tomorrow and as we get closer towards the weekend. So again, in case you're just now joining us, this is our 2 p.m. daily Facebook Live and app update. Just in case you want a deeper dive into the forecast, as always, I'm monitoring the comments here on our Facebook page. So in case you do have any questions for me, any comments that you have about the forecast, just go ahead and let me know. So let's go ahead and dive deeper into your forecast and take a look at what we're tracking so far to begin for today. So satellite and radar across the southeast, they look calm, they look quiet right now. Really starting to notice things beginning to ramp up closer towards New Orleans. Many showers and thunderstorms over that way, but here locally closer towards home, just starting to see some of that sunshine, some light cloud cover out there. But even then, the majority of these clouds are beginning to push out, so things are looking so much better. And that's only going to continue once we time this out in our futurecast. We start off for this afternoon, make our way later on into the evening, and really pleasant conditions. Now, I am still noticing some of that cloud cover closer towards the coast. That could lead to some very vibrant sunsets heading into this evening. So if you're in southern Mobile County, Baldwin County, the Florida Panhandle, even if you're on the eastern shore there, or even just on the southern half of Mobile County, you could possibly see some very vibrant colors heading into tonight once that sun begins to set. As always, if you see that, snap a picture, send it our way. It is something that we'd love to share with all of you. Now, temperatures over the next few hours slowly continuing to tick up out there, especially once we start to get some of this cloud cover out of the way. We will really only begin to notice more of those warmer temperatures beginning to make their way towards us. So if you're spending any time outdoors, stay hydrated, take it easy, make sure you're getting plenty of water, double check that your kids are getting plenty of water if they're spending any time outdoors, just because it is still continuing to be warm for today. Again, upper 80s, lower to mid 90s. But as mentioned earlier, we're noticing more of this dry air. So dew points ranging in the lower to mid 60s, slowly starting to introduce some of those lower 70s. But just a reminder about our dew point comfort scale. So we're seeing mainly the mid 60s, and that falls within that noticeable to uncomfortable category. I'll remind you, not too long ago, we were in that miserable and that extreme category when feels like temperatures were over 100 degrees, even with the air temperature only around 85. And so the humidity really will make a big difference out there. We are on the Gulf Coast. We will have that constant, steady stream of Gulf moisture, but we are starting to notice some more of that dry air in place that's just influencing us a little bit. As mentioned, it's the little things you got to just notice and celebrate when it is helping our forecast just a little bit. Now, the muggy meter dew point. So over the next 5 days, that humidity, it will return. It's mid 60s for today, upper 60s by tomorrow, and the lower 70s by the time we get closer towards Friday and Saturday. And then by Sunday, mid 70s, but that is when we will start to notice our rain beginning to return to the forecast. So by tomorrow, we'll start to really notice that humidity going up. And so heat disease by the weekend, a lot higher. But it's going to be feeling hot by this weekend because daytime highs, mid to upper 90s on top of this increasing humidity. It's going to be hot for Friday and Saturday. So outdoor plans are looking okay. Just make sure you're finding adequate ways to help cool down. Taking a live view outside right now down in Orange Beach. It looks beautiful out there. I'm just really enjoying the bright blues and the greens and just the emerald colors that we're seeing from our Gulf Coast waters. And so a few folks getting out there and enjoying it, beginning to notice more of the wave breaking right along the shoreline. I will say that that's probably one of the bigger things I've noticed just in the past few hours change in our forecast is the wave heights. It's really low for today, but expecting it to ramp up for the days ahead of us. Still looking beautiful out there right now. However, my sensor was out. Okay, sensor's back, so that's good, but upper 80s. Dew points right around 70 degrees. It is the beach, so it's going to be higher, but feels like temperatures right now lower 90s. Now the rip current risk, as mentioned, it's low for today, moderate by tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and then we get closer towards Sunday. Now, just a reminder, this Sunday is Father's Day. So in case you're planning on going down towards the beach, taking the boat out, it is going to be a bit more rough out there, and we do have increasing rain chances for the second half of the weekend. So I know it's not the same day, but maybe go ahead and move those boat plans to Saturday. And I do think that the forecast will be a lot better in comparison to what we'll be seeing. Really bigger wave heights on Sunday will be included in that too. And so let's go ahead and talk about the tropics because it is June 12th. We are about midway into the month and already monitoring 2 areas in the tropics. And so one of those is on the Florida Peninsula, and this one's already really impacted Florida. It's not a named system or anything, but it's stalled out due to a cold front just a little bit, and so it brought heavy, constant rain to the Sarasota area. I believe that they were saying it was about 7 to 8 inches just within about 3 hours. Easily broke a record. The airport there reached almost 4 inches of rainfall within 1 hour. And so if you think of Water Street in downtown Mobile, when we start to see these heavy rain rates, I know not too long ago we experienced some of the issues with that. And that's only what is continuing there in Florida is really some heavy rainfall amounts is what they were seeing. And so Florida Peninsula right there, low chances of development over the next 7 days, but Florida already receiving just record rainfall amounts. And then also we have that new one in the southwestern Gulf. And so that also has low chances of development over the next 7 days. But I will say this last update from the National Hurricane Center, they upped it just a little bit. It was 20% earlier this morning. Now they've upped it to 30%. Both of these still have decent chances to develop. It's mainly just that 7-day range that's keeping it so low. That one on the Florida Peninsula, that was the first invest of this hurricane season, it's going to continue further towards the northeast. So if you see where that little blob where it takes it to, that's where I'm expecting it to head, possibly seeing some development after that, but really not interacting with Bermuda or the U.S. It continues just to keep it a problem for the fish. That one in the southern Gulf, however, it has it meandering a little bit. Futurecast models in disagreement on what they want to do with it. One wants to bring the rain into Mexico. The other one wants to bring rain into Texas. Neither develop it, but still just bring increased rain chances. So we'll continue to monitor both of those. As far as here locally, not really concerned about either of them. But just a reminder, we are entering into hurricane season. If you've been putting off some of the things that you need to check your insurance right now, double check you're not in a flood zone. If you are, make sure that you have that flood insurance. Just make sure everything is up to date and that you are covered and that none of this will expire or run out during hurricane season. And if it does, that it'll automatically renew. That's just going to be the best things to keep in mind on what you can do right now, especially before we get closer, because as a reminder, once we get closer, if there is any sort of landfalling storm, then they stop accepting any new insurance quotes. So it's best to go ahead, make sure you're covered for the season, as we already have 2 areas that we're monitoring and it's only June 12th out there. But I was going to go ahead and just show a Futurecast model of what I was mentioning. And so this is going to be the GFS. And it takes us pretty long range, so it'll start off for Wednesday. We get closer towards Thursday into the weekend, and that's where we really start to notice that area further towards the Atlantic pushing away, and then that one just in the Gulf slowly beginning to move forward. Even then, I will say that the Futurecast just updated a little bit. Doesn't really want to bring much. It's just a big blob of moisture in the Gulf, really. So it's not doing much with it. However, the National Hurricane Center did say that we could see some more of that strengthening with it by the time we get closer towards the weekend. So it really is just sit and wait with these. I do expect the one in the Gulf to bring some increased rain chances to wherever it does push closer to, but not too concerned about either of them right now. I will continue to say, however, long range past this Monday, Futurecast models, especially the GFS, we're getting back into that consistency where it wants to show some strong storm super far out. So just a reminder to always be cautious of what you see on social media. The GFS already wants to bring in another one next week, but it's continuously showed this for the past few days, but then it just pushes it a day further. And so none of them are verifying, but please just be cautious where you're getting your information from. We'll continue to watch this and keep you updated on everything that you need to know. That was it for that Futurecast model, but here's a look at your full 7-day outlook. We're warming up by the end of the week, and as mentioned, that humidity is going with it. And so temperatures upper 90s, humidity back into the 70s for those dew points, so it's going to feel hot Friday and Saturday. Please just make sure if you have outdoor plans, lots of water, fans, hydration, sprinklers, whatever you can do to cool down. That's going to be what you want to do on Friday and Saturday. And then heading into Sunday, as mentioned, it is Father's Day, but we are expecting increased rain chances, 50% right now. And then temperatures take a little bit of a dip heading into next week, but the rain chances go up. So we will closely be monitoring all of this. You can always download the Fox 10 Weather app. That's way you're the first to know if anything develops. We'll continue to do more of these Facebook Lives daily at 2 o'clock. But the hurricane updates, they come out daily at 7 and 1. And so just keep in mind that it's going to be 7 a.m., 1 p.m., 7 p.m., 1 a.m. So it's just 7 and 1. That's what you need to keep in mind, both the morning and the evening, in case you want to know whatever the National Hurricane Center is updating the chances for any of those possible areas that we're monitoring out there. I hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday. Please just stay cool out there. Enjoy the forecast. Again, I'll continue to monitor the comments even after I get off here in case anyone has any questions. I will be on Fox 10 Live here just in about 45 minutes. But happy to be back. I've been off the past few days, but I'll be working forward this weekend. So I look forward to seeing you all then. But again, have a fantastic Wednesday.